Hi, this is Dr. JMR, JMR Chemistry. Today I would like to explain some important questions. These questions are very important in various competitive type of examination. So these are somewhat analytical type of questions. Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That is JMR Chemistry. So first question, identify the atomic element, molecular element, compound, mixture of the following: air, copper, then chlorine, calcium carbonate, sodium chloride, and gold. Among these, you have to identify the which one is atomic element, molecular element, and a mixture and compound. So first we'll go to that one by one. That is, first one is, yeah, air. Generally, air contains oxygen as well as nitrogen gases. So that is why we can call it as what a mixture. So this air we can call it as mixture because here they are not combined with each other. Which one? Hydrogen, it does not combine with nitrogen to form a mixture. So that is why they are exist separately. So that's why we can call it as mixture, and because they are in different compositions, so that's why we can call it as mixture. Then copper. Copper, it is a pure substance. It is made up of only one kind of atom. Suppose you take copper piece, that copper piece is made up of one kind of atoms. Then we can call it as what a copper. So this is we can call it as atomic element. So this is atomic element because this is atoms are made up of. So atomic element, why we can call it as element? Why not molecular element? Question. Because it cannot exist. Cu cannot exist in the form of C2. Because it is a metal, it exists in the form of single state only. Okay. Then here chlorine that is Cl2, it exists in the form of Cl2 because it is a non-metal, it exists in the form of molecular state. So here you take chlorine gas, it exists in the form of Cl only. Here all Cl2 gas means it exists Cl2 only. So this we can call it as what a chlorine gas. Then we can call it as molecular element. Then we can call it as this is a molecular element. So molecular element generally we can exist in the form of molecule state, but it contains only Cl2 molecules. So that is why we can call it as molecular element. Suppose you take calcium carbonate, we can call it as CaCO3. Indirectly, not directly, it contains calcium, carbon, and oxygen. Different atoms are combined to form a homogeneous, means it's form a compound. Then we can call it as a compound because here they combine in the form of different atoms are combined to form a molecular state. So that is why we can call it as a compound. So and they combine in a definite ratio. So 1:1:3, like that. They combine in a different definite ratio by mass. Then NaCl also same like that compound because you take namak uppu salt, it contains NaCl. It is also naturally compound because here sodium and chlorine atoms are combined in a different ratio then to form sodium chloride. Suppose you take next gold. Gold means it is a pure form. It does not combine in the form of say Au2, though it cannot exist because it's a metal. It exists in the form of Au only. So then we can call it as these are atomic elements. Then we can call it as atomic element. Anyway, so like this, air is a mixture. Then copper is the atomic element, and chlorine is a molecular element. Then calcium carbonate is a compound. Then sodium chloride is also compound. Why it exists? Two or more atoms are combined in a definite ratio, then we can call it as compounds. Then next one is gold. Gold is atomic element. So like that These are the answers for that question. Next question, atom is electrically neutral. Why? You have to explain. So, atom contains three subatomic particles. They are electrons, protons, and neutrons. Electrons are negatively charged. Generally, we can denote in the form of E minus. Then protons P plus. Why? Because they are positively charged, and neutrons are neutral. Then here nucleus, that is center, contains only two subatomic particles. They are neutrons as well as protons. So here nucleus contains positively charged because due to presence of these protons. And here electrons are revolve around the nucleus in a closed circular path. So this path we can call it as orbit. So anyway, here is asking what is that? Here atom is electrically neutral. Neutral means what? Zero charge. Because here in the atom, generally here the number of protons is equals to number of electrons. So here it contains equal number of protons as well as electrons. So the net charge of this atom is zero. So that is why it is neutral, because equal number means here we have to say that is electrically neutral. So we have to say that is atom is electrically neutral. Only positive and negative both are equal. Then here is asking symbols. Write the symbols of ions. Nitrate, nitrite. So nitrate. So generally NO3 you have to write subscriptum like this, minus 1. Always you have to write charge first, next number, then nitrate, then next one is sulfate. Sulfate means SO4 minus 2. That is you have to write the sulfate ATE. So sulfite and sulfide is there, but is asking ATE, you have to concentrate on ATE. Then calcium. Calcium is Ca, but it exists in the form of plus 2 only. Then Ca plus 2. Why? It donates 2 electrons and convert into stable electronic configuration. So that is why plus 2. Next, permanganate. Manganate, permanganate. Manganate means MnO4 minus 1. We can call it as permanganate. If it is a manganate, then you have to change the charge. Only manganate means MnO4 minus 2. But he is asking here permanganate. Permanganate means MnO4 minus 1. Then magnesium. Magnesium, generally the charge of magnesium is Mg plus 2, because it is ready to donate 2 electrons. By donating, it is converted into stable electronic configuration. And here another one is oxide. Oxide means generally we'll write O minus 2, because by taking 2 electrons it attains stable electronic configuration. So that is why O minus 2. So these are the what ions is asking. Write the symbols of the following ions. So generally we wrote like this. So anyway, next question, calculate the total number of atoms present in nitrogen. So he's asking how many nitrogen. First we'll write the formula. Calcium means, just now I told Ca plus 2. Then nitride, Tride. So nitrate means generally, that is NO3 minus 1. Then nitrite, then same nitrite, TRITE, then we can write it as like this, NO2 minus 1, nitride, TRIDE, then we have to write N minus 3. Then here like this, generally we'll use Chris cross, then Ca3, then N2. This is the what you call the molecular formula of calcium nitride, Ca3N2. The way crisscross generally we'll use. We'll get an yes, sir. What is this plus and minus? Generally plus 2, then here minus 2 will get minus 1. Generally we'll calculate. Not like that. This is calcium nitride N2 Ca3 N2. You have to write. Forget about the charges. Then use crisscross method and you have to write the chemical formula of calcium nitride. He is asking the total number of what atoms of nitrogen. Here you tell how many nitrogen atoms are there. Generally, it contains two nitrogen atoms are present. So, like that, we can say that answer is 3. 3 N 3 minus. So, from that we'll get a N 2. 2 means two nitrogen atoms are present in that formula. 3 calcium and 2 what nitrogen atoms are present. Then here, right, how many electrons are present? Generally is asking how many electrons are present in this compound. So nitrogen generally, sorry, here sodium atomic number is 11. So naturally atomic number equals to number of electrons. Naturally it contains 11 electrons. Okay. Suppose you take oxygen. Oxygen atomic number is 8. It contains 8 electrons. Okay, good. Then here phosphorus, so phosphorus is 15. Then here it contains 15 electrons, no problem. Then here zinc, then zinc means zinc, here it contains zinc atomic number is 30. Then we can call it as 30 electrons are present. But here, okay, but here what happened? Charge is present on the what you call sodium, that is plus one. Plus one means by donating one electron, it is converted into water. If positive is there, you have to minus because electron donor will become cation. This we can call it as cation. So that is why here by electron donating electron, it is converted into 10 electrons. Then what about oxygen? Oxygen is minus 2 is there. Minus 2 means by gaining 2 electrons. So here 8 plus 2 electrons, it is nothing but total 10 electrons. Indirectly we can say O contains 8 electrons. O minus 2 contains 10 electrons. Then what about phosphorus? Minus 3. Minus means you have to add. By gaining 3 electrons, it is converted into what? 18 electrons. It is converted to, we have to say minus charge is there. Then we have to say that is anion. Then similarly zinc, that is plus 2. By donating 2 electrons, minus 2 electrons, then we have to say 28 electrons. So like this here, Na plus ion contains, generally here Na plus ion contains 10 electrons, O minus 2 contains 10 electrons, P minus 3 contains 18 electrons, and Zn2 plus contains what? 28 electrons. So like that, plus is there, then you have to do minus. If minus charge is there, then you have to add the electrons. Simple. Okay. Next, yes, he is asking what define the terms. So what is what a one letter symbol, two letter symbol, three letter symbol, and finally ion. So what do you mean by one letter symbol? Suppose here generally carbon, then nitrogen, then oxygen, then fluorine. These are what a one letter symbol, whether it is a English letters or Latin or Roman number, whatever it may be. So the from these languages generally will take only one letter, that is first letter. Generally we'll take it as a symbol that we can call it represented in the form of one letter only, then we can call it as one letter symbol. Okay, then what about two letter symbol? Suppose you take carbon starts with the C, then calcium also starts with C. Then how? Then they what do you call, you have to differentiate from carbon. So that is why go for second letter, then Ca, then Cu. Suppose you take Na, N is there. Suppose nickel, so Ni you have to write. So like that, go for next letter. So Cu, then what a Ce, then Cs, then Cu, then Cr. Like this here, what happened? We are having this Co, cobalt. So like this, we are having different names. Generally, we'll use based on the second letter. Generally, will represent different symbolic representation because first letter is engaged, then go for next letter. Next three letter symbol. What do you mean by three letter symbol? Three letter symbol means suppose 100 is there. 100 means generally we'll use un, nil. Here if one is there, generally you have to use un. Then this is un. Then after that zero is there. Zero means that is nil. Zero means nil, and another one is nil. So plus IUM. So like this, generally we can call it as what a UN like this. That's all. This we can call it as 100. So like that, if one is there, first letter must be in capital letters, then second letter and third letter small letter. Means here, if one is there, we can call it as an. Second is there, then we can call it as bi, tri, quad, like this, pent, hex, sept, oct, like this in. Generally, if one zero is there, generally we can call it as if zero. If 0 is there in three letter symbol, we can call it as nil. Suppose 1 is there, then you can use n. Then 2 is there, by. Then 3 is there, generally we can use try. Then 4 is there, that is quad. Then 5 is there, then we have to use pent. Then 6 is there, then hex. Then 7 is there, hept. then then sometimes we can call it as sept also, sept. Then 8 oct. Then 9 in suppose if it is 1 1 2 is there. 1 means generally you can call it as what, un. Then un plus again un plus by, then plus ium. So because here first letter generally U, then here again here is small u, then B is there. So UUB. So like this we can call it as three letter symbol. Then here what is ion? Ion is nothing but charged particle, whether it is a positive or negative. So charged particle generally we can call it as ion. So generally by donating electrons it will become what a cation. By accepting electrons it will become what a anion. So like this here we can call it as one letter and two letters and three letter symbols. And this nothing but what a ions. So like this, so please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Generally, I'll upload different various type of competitive exams questions also. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That is JMR Chemistry. Thank you.